Hello, everybody. This is Armastis, and you're watching Armastis live. And it's still Sunday somewhere. I don't care. I'm giving you the news on Sunday, although it's Monday for me. I said the news is coming on Sunday. It's here Sunday somewhere. In fact, I think in Hawaii it's still Sunday, so this still counts. This still counts. Anyway, I hope you all are doing super well. I hope you're all just succeeding, I guess is what I say, being healthy, taking care of each other, showing love to each other. Yeah, all of that stuff. Speaking of which, I still have links to betterhelp.com in the video description because you know what? Mental health is super important. So it's physical, emotional, spiritual, all of that stuff. But mental health is super duper important. I myself, as I mentioned millions and millions of times, well, it feels like millions of times, and I'll continue to mention it. I've struggled with depression my entire life, and I still do. It is something I've had to live with, but I don't let it defeat me. I, in fact, have learned to use it, to focus it in a way to help others, to reach out to others, to switch it around as a tool for good, a force for good, if you will. And you could do the same too. So although I'm not actually a sponsor, I'm still going to mention them because I think it's worth mentioning. Go check out betterhelp.com. I hear there's some pretty good folks over there. Hey, if Conan O'Brien has recommended them, why shouldn't I, right? So anyway, moving on from that, my email is armastislife@gmail.com. Please remember to like, to sub. Also, what else? Oh my gosh, I think that's it. Oh my gosh, that is not it. Oh, how could I forget? I almost forgot about someone really wonderful I wanted to give a shout out to. Oh my gosh. Thankfully, I have my notes here, so I took a quick glance here. So I want to give a shout out to the gentleman. I believe his name is, actually, give me one. Okay, Gregory Cole. I believe he is the owner, if I am correct, of the Light Games Hobby Store. In fact, I have added a link in the video description to his store. It is a Facebook page, but this person is awesome because I reached out to them. I was looking to get some Opus 13 boxes, a few more. I think this will be my last batch that I buy, and saw that he was selling some. I reached out, said, hey, could I get some new boxes out of a new case? It was like, yeah, I'm going to be getting a new case. You can get them out of that case. Great price. Just didn't kill on shipping. Just fantastic person. Also, I'd mentioned that, hey, I'm a lover of Final Fantasy TCG and I have a YouTube channel. And you know what he did? He did something wonderful, and I am so eternally grateful. Thank you again, sir. He is going to be sending some extra product for me to give away to you all. That's right. So once I get that product and I'm able to see exactly what that is, I'll be able to figure out what I can give out. So I'm not going to make any promises right now. But the point is, I'll have something to give out before we reach that magical number of 100. Speaking of which, I believe we are now at 90. 90 subscribers. That is awesome. I'm blown away. And every time I see a new subscriber, like my eyes get a little watery eyed because I'm so thankful. I really am. You all are super awesome. Once we reach 100 though, quick reminder, I will be doing a giveaway and it will be worth everyone's while. I guarantee you that. So I think with all of that said, it's time to get into the news because it's news time. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are with the news. And whoa, I almost had my Guido there run away. So let's go ahead and let's get Guido back up here. There we go. He just kind of just jumped for it. Jeez, settle down, Guido. We're gonna get to you. We're gonna get to you. Anyway, let's talk about Guido. So for those of you who know or may not know, I don't know. I didn't know, but now I do know. And now you're going to know because I'm going to tell you. So Guido, yes, he is a card here that came out on Opus 3. In fact, let's read Guido. What is Guido? Guido does not activate during the active phase. You can pay 1 water, activate Guido. You can pay 1 water plus an extra and dull. Then choose 1 forward of cost 5 or more opponent controls. Put it on top of the owner's deck. Both effects, freaking amazing. Personally, I like the second one more. However, something going on with Guido. What's going on with Guido? Guido is going to be getting banned, or is banned. Why is Guido banned? Let's talk about that. We have Buralai. Yes, Burlai. I love Burlai, honestly, and I'm surprised he's not really played as much. Then again, I'm not quite the professional player yet. Hopefully one day. But Burlai here has this amazing effect or ability, specifically one of the abilities that says, where is it here? When one or more dull backups you control is activated due to your summons or abilities, deal 3,000 damage to all the forwards opponent controls. Well, Square Enix decided that's a big no-no. That's a very, very big problem. And so they decided to put Gito on the ban list because Gito there has this ability here where you can basically pay 1 water and continue to activate Gito over and over and over. And so, in fact, let me just go ahead and quote here Square Enix. Square Enix says, Gito can be used in combination with Burlai to effectively inflict unlimited damage, which makes it considerably easier to break all of an opponent's forwards cards than when using the traditional process that the designers envision. So, makes sense. However, we don't see these two being played often. And in fact, Square Enix does acknowledge that, but it was a preemptive kind of like strike, if you will, for them to just go ahead and let's just take care of that now so that doesn't creep up later. And in fact, every time I see it reminds me of back in the day with Yu-Gi-Oh! When things would hit the ban list, cards that really weren't used in competitive play, and then Konami gave a reason as to why. And it's like, oh, why wasn't I using that card? I could have been cheesing it the entire time. So kind of get the feeling still with some of these cards, and this is the case here with Gito. So preemptive strike, it's actually really smart, Square Enix, and I get it, right? When you're on the receiving end of these kinds of things, it's not very fun. Maybe fun to do for a while, but it's not very fun after a while for the opponent on the receiving end. So yeah, there we go. So just so you all know, Gito's gonna be hitting the ban list. And that actually has taken effect. Yeah, that's already taken effect as of February. Wait, was it February here? Let me go ahead and double check on that. Oh no, Friday the 26th of March. That will be taking effect. So I guess you can cheese them right now as you want. So hey, rush out there if you're playing tournaments online, or if you're playing tournaments safely, right? Wearing a mask, social distancing safely somewhere else. I guess you can cheese them out if you want. But I don't know if there's too many ice, wind, and water. Water builds right now. But I don't know. You all are the pros. That's just a new card for the ban list. Now let's move on to our next subject. Okay. So yeah, this is a little bit of a sad one here. So let's talk about the Boss deck and Opus 13, specifically for North America. It seems like we are getting some delays here. And in fact, straight from Square Enix, we have here the new projected release dates for North America would be as follows. Boss deck Chaos is now April 23rd. Opus 13 Crystal Radiance pre-release kit and boosters are April 30th. On the upside, we do at least now have a release date for the pre-release kits, which is awesome. So I am going to be going to my locals. I've already been reaching out to them. In fact, Zulu's Cafe out in Bothell, Washington. I'm going to be heading out there whenever these become available. I want to pick up a few. I'll pick up two for collecting purposes, and then one open on the channel, right? I will say that there are limited qualities of these out there, so I don't want to scare you all. In fact, I'm mentioning that because I'm asking, because you all are a wonderful community. In fact, you really truly are a wonderful community. I don't mean that sarcastically. You all have been just amazing. I mention that though just to say, hey, don't hoard them. Let other people get an opportunity to get some of those. Especially, we want to get new people into the game, because the more people that are into the game, the more value is brought to the game. And I'm not just talking financial value. I'm just talking about value in general as a whole. There's more growth. And if just one or two people or just a handful of people is hoarding everything, it really pushes people away. So let's not do that. We see that right now going on with Pokemon. We see that going on some with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not sure how it's going on with Magic. I sure hope it's not happening there. But let's be better than that, shall we? Let's not let this happen to this wonderful game that Square Enix has given us, that we all love. So please don't hoard. Anyway, that is the release dates now. So, you know, it's not, it's kind of a bummer and kind of not. I know some of you have been able to get your hands already on the boss decks because I've seen it online. I've seen you all play it. That's fantastic. Good for you. I hope you do enjoy them. It looks like a wonderful, fun time. But it looks like for those of us here in North America, we're going to have to just wait just a little bit, but that's okay. Now, let's move on to our next item, and we're going to go on to some more spoilers here from Opus 13. Crystal Radiance, I said as I get new spoilers, I'm going to be presenting them to you. Now, there are a few things that after I had gotten everything ready on this video here, and I just want to make a quick note. There's a lot of work that comes into making these videos. Oh my gosh, seriously. It's all fun. It takes hours just for like a 3-minute video. Anyway, as I was doing that, the only reason I bring that up is because I spent a lot of time putting this one together, and then I forgot 2 things that I'll mention next week, and one of them was another card. So there's gonna be one card that I left out by accident. It's okay, we'll cover it in the next time, and I'm sure we'll probably have more spoilers. We'll get well bundled into there, and then another card that I forgot to mention too, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. Also, I think I may have repeated some in this list. It doesn't matter. That just means it's twice the fun, and it just means the card gets much more recognition. So let's see what we're gonna start off with. Let's start off now with Palome, this cute little one here. So Palome, a black mage, a common. So we're actually gonna go in order. We're gonna go common, rare, hero, legends. We're gonna go with Palome first. Here's our first common, a backup. When Palome enters a field, choose one forward, deal it 4,000 damage. If you control a card named Porum forward, deal it 8,000 damage instead. Now, I don't know about you, but that's pretty dang fantastic. It's only 2 costs. It's going to do 4,000. We already have a card that kind of does this. Forgive me, I cannot remember off the top of my head, but I believe it's Soul, if I'm correct, that does 4,000 upon entering the field, and then can pay, if you do pay extra when it comes out, you can do, I believe, 8 or 9,000. Let us know in the comments. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is even better because if you just have Porum already, and there's already some great Porum cards out there, this Palome is just going to deal 8,000, and it's pretty powerful. Could you imagine if it had a multiplier on it? Oh my gosh, this thing would, it would be incredibly powerful. So there we go. For our next card, we've got Curl. So Curl here, a monster. Now, I actually used Curl in the previous deck profile that I did on Friday. In fact, go check that out. That is still in the video description. It was called Kefka's Monsters. And I'm still waiting to see if any of you did any improvements on it. I hope you do. I'd love to know what they are on that deck. But let's read Curl together. When Curl enters the field, choose one forward opponent controls, dull it, or freeze it. I like it. All right, damage 3. If you receive 3 points of damage, Curl also becomes a forward with 7,000 power. Not bad. I like it. I think this is a pretty good monster here. I really hope we get some more monster support in Opus 13. I would love to see monsters become a main staple for a while in the game. I know for a while they were, but I don't know. Hopefully we get some more stuff from Square Enix to kind of help with the whole monster thing. The next card here is another monster, Abyss Worm. Again, I had already featured this one in the deck profile. So Abyss Worm, when Abyss Worm enters the field, choose one forward until the end of the turn. It gains plus 3,000 power and brave. Cool. Damage 3 points of damage. Abyss Worm also becomes a forward with 7,000 power. So another one that also becomes a forward. That's pretty nice. Again, you know, here it is. It's not a bad card. I like it. It's another good, good Earth monster. It has a multiplier, so you use 3 of them. And now we have another mannequin. I am much more forgiving of the art as long as they maintain it in a meaningful space. It's a mannequin. It's supposed to look like this. I got it. Moving on from the art. Anyway, we got a mannequin here. Another mannequin. Counterfeit Youth. Let's see what this youths have to say here. So, if you control 4 or more job mannequin, Counterfeit Youth gains plus 3,000 power. Okay, it's cost 2. All right. Oh, and haste. And Counterfeit Youth cannot be blocked by a forward of cost 4 or more. Not too bad. Actually, I kind of would like to see some mannequin built kind of, be done. I think I think this could leave some room for some really interesting play. There are some other powerful mannequins out there, so who knows? Who knows what we'll see? Who knows what other support we'll see? It's kind of nice that we're getting, you know, it's not neat seeing these other mannequins being released in Opus 13. Moving on, we got Ingus here, this other little cutie here. So as another backup, Dull, choose one job standard unit forward or job warrior of light forward you control. Okay, cool. Warrior of light support. Until the end of the turn, it gains 1000 power and brave. You can only use this ability during your main phase. Not bad. Stays out there. You can keep doing it. More Warrior of Light stuff. I know Warrior of Light already has so much support, but you know what? I like the theme of Warrior of Light. I'm okay with this. I'm not tired of it yet. I think this is cool. Just another card for Warrior of Light players out there. Moving on to our next common, we've got Charlotta here. So Charlotta here, if Charlotta is on the field, Charlotta can produce CP of any element of the forwards you control. Now, I believe I may have mentioned this one before. I cannot remember, but this is nice. It is a cost 2. The restriction compared to like a Tyro or a Shantoto is that it only produces the CP of elements that you do already control. So it does bring some balance because it is such a cheap backup. I kind of like it. I am debating if whether or not Kamari is better than this one. I think it kind of depends. So I don't know. I kind of like Kamari a little bit better if we're going to compare the two. But here we go, Charlotta. I like it. It's a nice little add-on here. Moving on, we've got Ultimacia as a common here. Water and ice. I'm actually liking this whole water ice thing that's going on here. So water and ice, when Ultimacia enters the field, select one of the two following actions. Your opponent discards one card from their hand. Cool. Or choose one character you control, return it to its owner's hand. As you can see, there is definitely that ice flavor, right, of the discarding from the hand, and definitely the water flavor, which is to, if water has flavor, or if ice has flavor, I guess it can, right? Kool-Aid, popsicles. Anyway, yes. So you do get the water thing, right, where, you know, you're bouncing stuff left and right, bouncing all over the place. So that's not bad. I like it. It is only cost 2. It's already got a really great ability. I don't know. I think we'd be able to see this as a staple in water ice. I myself am looking forward to making water ice builds with the new set. So we'll see. Moving on to our next card is Clavat here. It's got a multiplier of 3, forward FFCC. Cool. Okay, there's a lot of great ones out there. Standard unit. Ooh, interesting. So when Clavat enters the field, choose one monster of cost 3 or less. Ooh, monster support. If the cost paid to cast Clavat included win CP, break it. What? If the cost paid to cast Clavat included win CP, break it. Oh, it's not support. This is a monster killer. Never mind. I guess it makes sense with the sword. All right, well, let's see what the next part is. When Clavat enters the field, choose one forward of cost 3 or less. If the cost paid to cast Clavat included water CP, return it to its owner's hand. I see. Okay, so the water, lightning, bouncing again. Okay, that's not bad. It is cost 4. It is 7,000. You can play 3 of them, and I think the fact that you can play 3 of them, that second part of the second effect of the or ability of this card, I think is what we'll be seeing more play of this. So yeah, I could see lots of potentials. I know there's ways to kind of cheese out standard units. There's a lot of FFCC support already. I like it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll make it hard to keep opponents forwards on the field. Moving on to our next card. By far the most beautiful common so far. And I think we're going to also, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost like positive there's going to be a full art of this. It's the cover card. It's lightning in common form. Now, let's see what lightning does. I've not really read this. And if I have, maybe I just forgot. I don't know. So when lightning enters the field, okay, it's when lightning, okay, enters the field, select one of the two following actions. Search for one card named Odin, add it to your hand. I like that. Searching for the Odins. Okay. Next one here is lightning gains haste until the end of the turn. Huh. Okay. Okay. And it's 5,000. Gains haste upon entering the field, or you can search for Odin. Okay, I can see this. I can see this like in a, you know, in a build that's definitely running Odin, obviously. Oh, it's got some potential. I guess we'll see how it goes. It is Opus 13, I mean, a category 13 card. Job is Savior. All right, well, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are on this card. If anything, the card does look amazing. So I am hoping we get a full art version of this. I'm almost pretty sure we will. So, in fact, I think there was a spoiler for that. In fact, I may have shown that spoiler. I can't remember. So moving on now to our rares, we got Squall here. Squall, a backup, seed candidate. Okay, what do you do, Squall, as a backup? For cost 2, Dull, put Squall into the break zone. Your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Okay, you can only use this ability during your turn, and if you control 3 or more category 8 characters. Oh, so some more category 8 support. I like it. Okay, there's some good 8 builds out there. I know I've lost to some before, or to one of them anyway, from my friend. Yeah, but that's okay. You know, she's still my friend, and so I like it. Okay, yeah. Why not? Why not? We can use a Squall as a backup, discarding from the hand. Always powerful. Okay, let's see what we got next here. We get a Bahamut, my favorite summon in all the Final Fantasy games. Bahamut's just amazing. Okay, what do you do, Bahamut? You're a summon here. Cost 5. Ooh, okay. If you have received 5 points of damage or more, the cost required to cast Bahamut is reduced by 3. Oh, so then it only costs 2. Not bad. Okay. X-Burst. Choose 1 forward. Deal it 8,000 damage. Okay, that's pretty good. If it is put from the field into the break zone this turn, remove it from the game instead. And that's even better. I don't know. I like this card. I think this could go good in a control build. And it is fire too, which is super awesome. Huh. Okay. I like it. I like it. Let's see what we got next. So our next rare here is Nicole. Tell me what you do, Nicole. A tactician. Okay. The multi-element forwards you control gain plus 1,000 power. Ooh, encouragement to play multi-element. Okay. When a multi-element forward enters your field, draw 1 card. This effect will trigger only once per turn. Nice. Nice. Okay, it is once per turn. So you at least get 1 card. Cost 2, 5,000. Multi-elements gain 1,000. This is good. I like it. It's not a bad rare. I think this is a good support card for people running multi-element. Throw this in the water ice builds, you know, coming out. So we got this beautiful Fina card, which is really awesome. I like the way she's posing here. She looks really cool. So a backup Fina, when Fina enters, she's water. Would she be called Aqua Fina now? That literally just came to me. And you know what? I don't regret it. I'm really proud of that. Anyway. When Fina enters the field, choose 1 forward opponent controls. If you control a category FFBE forward, return it to its owner's hand. Not bad. Not bad. Wow. Okay. So when Fina enters the field, let's see. Choose 1 forward opponent controls. Okay. So, all right. It doesn't have a multiplier on it, but if there's a way you could bounce, well, there's plenty of ways to bounce backups. So you can play her multiple times. I like it. I like it. I can see potential loops to continue allowing a person to bounce forwards. Not too bad. Not too bad. And okay, let's see what we come up next. I'm okay with this card. Okay, I like it. I like it. Let's see what we got next. So up next we've got Gudon. Okay, Gudon. Let's see here. So Gudon costs 4 wind and earth, has brave, 9k, nice. Okay, Gudon cannot become dull by our opponent's summons or abilities. I like that. Gudon can attack twice in the same turn. I like that even more. Literally the first time I've read this card, I was looking at him. He looks interesting. I don't know if he's sitting in a chair. Yeah, or something. I don't know what that is. Like a pod or something. I don't know. Or like one of those Jurassic Park all things. Anyway, this is a really good effect. It's wind and earth, which is, there's already lots of wind earth builds out there. Only costs 4 and it's 9k. I don't know. I really like this. And it has brave. It can't become dull. And it can attack twice. Oh my gosh. And it's a rare, huh? Now we haven't seen too many cards in play that can attack twice, at least that are popularly played in the competitive field, at least from what I've seen. I don't know. I mostly, again, I've been social distancing, but so a lot of the play I've been seeing is just stuff online. It's been pre-recorded, but I haven't seen players do a lot of like attack twice kind of stuff. I like to see more of that. Okay, Gudon. I like it. Well done, Gudon. Next card, Cecil. It's cute little Cecil here. All right, Cecil, what do you do? Cost 3, 7k. When Cecil enters the field, you may receive 1 point of damage. You may, or do you have to? Interesting wording. Okay, when you do so, oh, so it seems like it is an option. Okay, never mind. It's good wording. So when you do so, choose one forward opponent controls. Cecil and the chosen forward deal damage equal to their respective power to the other. Oh, and if you receive 3 points of damage, Cecil gains 1,000 power and brave. Okay, I mean, we have other ways that are better ways to clear. I don't know. He is a Batman. So I guess if this Batman Cecil, I don't know. I don't know if we'll see play with this Batman Cecil. I really don't know what else to think about this kind of card. I just see other better ways of like getting rid of a forward. I mean, it does cost 3. It's a low cost. Maybe in a more aggro deck, maybe? I don't know. But at that point, if you're playing aggro, if you're at damage 3, you're in a big trouble. Yeah, let me know what you all think of this. I'm not sure. Maybe in a mono earth. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think of that little Batman. Okay. Moving on here, we've got this beautiful looking card. It's Alexander, but you know what? This card is also coming out in a wonderful, glorious full art version. So let's take a look at the full art because it's also very beautiful here. It's got X-Burst. It is a summon. I really love Alexander summons in the Final Fantasy game as well. But let's read what this Alexander does. So, choose X-Burst. Choose one forward you control and up to one forward opponent controls. Okay, you're choosing one of yours, choosing one of your opponents. Okay, until the end of the turn, the former gains 3k power. Cool. This forward cannot become dull by your opponent's summons or abilities. Very cool. All right, if you have received 5 points of damage or more, also deal the latter damage equal to the highest power forward you control. Ooh, Shantoto, anybody? Oh, and we get a comment here from Chris71879. Cecil will be a cool play with X-Burst Noctis 6th point damage, kill a whole bunch of forwards. Oh, now that is genius. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, there you have it. That's where we'll see Cecil, I guess. So not bad. That would be a really fun thing to see. Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much, Chris71879. All right. Okay, so let's get back here to Alexander then. So Alexander, as I had mentioned, maybe mixing that with the Shantoto, I believe from Opus 6, right? Shantoto takes damage, right? Damages all other forwards. Not too bad, especially if you receive, well, if you're at 5 points of damage. Otherwise, I mean, the fact just gaining, you know, giving a forward 3,000 power, and it's also immune from dull by summons or abilities. I like it. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, and it's got X-Burst. That's also an extra plus. I like that. Okay, well, let's see what we got next here. So moving on now, it seems like we're in our heroes. We got Aldor Emperor. Okay, his job is being an emperor. I wonder how that would be being an emperor in today's time. Are there still emperors? Is that a thing? I'm trying to think. Okay, doesn't matter. Anyway, if you're an emperor out there, give me a call. Let me know what it's like being an emperor. Anyway, moving on. So it's a lightning fire. Very interesting. Help me. Were there already lightning fires that existed? I'm not sure. In the game? I can't remember. Anyway, it's a lightning fire. I like that. Okay. When Aldor Emperor enters the field, select one of the 3 following actions. I like this. If you have received 5 points of damage or more, select 2 of the 3 following actions instead. Ooh, I like this. Options. So choose one forward, deal it 7k damage. Thank you. Choose one forward of cost 3 or less, break it. Nice. Choose one active forward, deal it 8,000 damage. Oh. Okay, I like this card. It's cost 5. It is a 9k forward. Ooh, I see some good potential here. Okay, a card worthy of being a hero. I like it very much. Okay, well, let's see what we got next here. For our next spoiler, we got 9. I know 9 here looks really blurry. It was, you know, where I found this in the depths of the internets for this spoiler here. It is a legend. We're moving on to our legends now. But I try to sharpen up as much as we can. So let's see if we can read the card here. So it's another class 0 cadet, which I like the class 0, the type 0, I should say, starter deck that came out. I think it's a cool deck. Anyway, we get some more support. This is cool. It says you can duel 1 active forward job class 0 cadet. forward and 1 active lightning job class 0 cadet forward instead of paying the cost to cast 9. Oh. Well, that's nice. Okay. When 9 enters the field or attacks, choose 1 forward opponent controls. Okay. Until the end of the turn, it loses 2,000 power for each job class 0 cadet you control. Well, this is going to go quite lovely into that little starter deck that came out. So I don't know if you've all checked out the Type 0 starter deck. In fact, it's really genius that Square Enix made this card because it's a good way to sell that starter deck if you don't have it. I highly recommend getting it because it's not a bad, good starter deck. Is it like a tournament high-end or a super duper tournament winning deck? Maybe, maybe not. But it is a fun deck, and I think it's a good deck in general from my experience. And I think adding this here, it just makes, heck, this card makes me want to splash it in there and play the deck all over again. Okay. All right. Not a bad legend. Thank you, Square Enix, for that one. Okay. And hey, it's a free summon. I mean, you're playing class 0 cadets anyway. Okay. Or a free cast, I should say. All right. So our next legend is Fissalis. He sounds like a disease. I got a case of the Fissalis. Okay. Anyway, so member of the orders Fissalis, not the disease, but the forward. When Fissalis enters the field or attacks, if your opponent has 3 cards or less in their hand, okay, select one of the 2 following actions. If your opponent has no cards in their hand, select 2 of the 2 following actions instead. Cool. Let's see what those are. Choose 1 character, duel it, and freeze it. Draw a card. Well, I like that. That's a good one. Oh, those are the 2. I just skipped right past it. Okay, so it's either choose 1 forward character, duel it, and freeze it, or draw 1 card, or draw 1 card, depending. That's not bad. That's actually way better than not bad. That's pretty good. It's cost 5, 9k. Huh. Okay. And by the time she comes out, your opponent will probably have 3 cards or less in general. Select one of the 2. Okay. If your opponent has no cards in their hand, well, okay. And you're going to be discarding cards from their hand anyways. This is an ice card. So I like it. Okay. Now let's see what the special ability is here. So premium Fissalis bullets. Okay. So you're going to discard a Fissalis, pay 2 ice, and then you choose 1 forward and deal it 10k damage. I like that very much. The forward's controller discards 1 card from their hand. Well, that's pretty dang good. That itself is a really good ability. Let's destroy a forward and make them discard 1. Yes, thank you. Cool. I'll take that one. Let's see what we got next for our next legend. Oh, we have this beautiful Lenar, I believe. And I believe this is the, let's see here. I believe Lenar will also come in a beautiful looking full art version as well. Oh my gosh, this card looks so good. I love the artist. Forgive me on the name pronunciation. I will do my best right now. It is Hideo Minaba. I hope I said that correctly. No disrespect. You're a wonderful artist. Beautiful art. A Biscuitar job. Forward FFTA. Costs 3. Oh my gosh. That's all we need is more FFTA. Costs 3. They're super powerful. It's like Ritz isn't enough. You know what? That's okay, because March Ritz is the deck I love. It's the deck that really got me more into this game. Let's see what Lenar does. All right, Lenar, what you got? When Lenar enters the field due to your cast, oh, so that's a good add-on. Okay, so not the March, but due to your cast, place 1 fortune counter on Lenar. Okay, if a fortune counter is placed on Lenar, Lenar cannot be broken. Oh my gosh. Discard 2 cards, remove all fortune counters from Lenar. Each player can use this ability. Oh my gosh. Did Square Enix just basically give us an invincible card? I mean, it's not invincible, but talk about putting your opponent in a really tough spot. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's smart that they did the when Lenar enters the field due to your cast, because otherwise everybody's going to be like there's going to be March Ritz builds like crazy. Everybody's going to have a March Ritz build. I'm sure already a lot of people do. Otherwise, people will just March, you know, chuck Lenar, March, bring Lenar back and be using this ability like all crazy. You can't, so you have to cast it. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. What does that mean, kiddos? It means that you have to pay the cost, the actual cost, to cast Lennar from your hand to the field, or unless there's an ability that says counts it as a cast. It doesn't mean like March will just bring from the break zone to the field. Yeah, that won't work in this case. But either way, being able to even bring out an 8K with March, even if you don't get the ability, is pretty dang good. And if you can bounce Lennar and then play it, that's even more amazing. So put a counter on it, and then Lennar just becomes like this invincible, like unstoppable forward, like an infinite wall blocker. That's pretty incredible. Wow. And it's going to force your opponent to discard 2 cards otherwise. Woo! I like this card. Yes, I like this card very much, and I will play 3 of them. I will play 3 of them. My friend Ari won't let me play this deck against her because she really hates it because she considers it overpowered. But, you know, I'll pretend to play someone and I'll enjoy it. Oh my gosh. All right, Lennar, I like it. Okay, that is a great legend, and what a wonderful way to end our Opus 13 spoilers. Now, let's move on to the next subject yet again. Oh, I know. We talked about this in our last news stream. We're not going to dive in so much, but I do want to talk again about Opus 11 and to a degree Opus 12, though I didn't put Opus 12 on the screen here, and Shadowbringers. Stock, ladies and gentlemen, inventory, not stocks like the stock market, but like inventory. It's low. It's very low, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it low? The pandemic. The pandemic has impacted manufacturing. Things are released slowly now and in not as mass as quantities. That is why we see delays right now with Opus 13. It makes sense, and you know, and with the boss deck for North America, and why things are being staggered in terms of how they're being released. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if our dear brothers and sisters across the pond in the UK get Opus 13 before us North American counterparts. Now, a quick note on that, and this even applies to Opus 11 and the Shadowbringer set, and even to a certain degree, some of Opus 12, right? Do not go out there and spend a ton of money on any of this, okay? Be patient. Please be patient. I know right now that things are looked out everywhere, out of stock, sold out, but I want to give a few points here, okay? A few points that I laid out here. Now, recently, I've reached out to a few folks to see if I can track down some Opus 11 product. And by a few folks, I mean some of my local stores, because they need our support first and foremost. And that is why I put them here on the top of this beautiful, fancy bullet point list that I may have spent way too much time on and maybe doesn't look as great to you, but hey, I think it looks beautiful. So contact your locals first. Here's the thing. Some local stores have been able to get some Opus 11 product. Okay, that is not true everywhere. And so I say that in the hopes you do take that as with a grain of salt and loosely apply to wherever you live. So I would say if you are looking for some more Opus 11 boxes, first reach out to your locals and see if they can, if their supplier still has some left. Okay. Now, if they do not, in fact, you know what? We're going to get to that in the last point. Moving on with Shadowbringers, same thing. Okay. Go to your locals first and see if they have Shadowbringers. And if not, have them reach out, ask them politely if they can reach out to their suppliers to try to get more Shadowbringers. And, you know, then you can get your Shadowbringers. I want to say that because I've been noticing on eBay, specifically when I click the completed listings, because I'm always curious on that, people who are buying these things, some of you are paying a lot of money for Opus 11 and Shadowbringers. Don't do that. I'm not saying that to discourage you. I'm not saying that because I want to be greedy and try to get my hands on it. I am saying that because right now, the TCG world, as I stated in the last one, I'm not going to go too much on this point, but the TCG world, as people have been staying home more and wanting things to do for fun, it has blown up. On top of that, we've had celebrities and then even investor type people who do not care about the game. They don't care if it's fun. They don't care about any of it. They see it simply as a money-making machine, and that kind of makes me sick to my stomach. But they are jumping on these things, and other people have, you know, tagged along, jumped on that, you know, the bandwagon there, and are doing the same thing. Don't give them the power, specifically these people that are only in it for the money, by going out and spending a lot of money on these things. Okay, and we'll get a little bit more into that toward the end. So first, contact your locals to see if they can get more product. Okay. Secondly, and I highly recommend this, I am asking the entire community, and I have done this, actually, I think I've done this, I want to say I've done this 6 or 7 times. I have tweeted Square Enix about getting us more supply for a set that just came out. And yes, Opus 11 came out about a year ago. That is not a long time ago for a set to just come out and be sold out. Obviously, the pandemic plays a part, but the other part is people trying to hoard it and then upsell it for super expensive. Okay. Now I know, and I'm not bashing Square. I know they're doing all they can. And so is Hobby Japan, and they're taking safety precautions. I completely hope they continue to do that. But I would say tweet Square Enix. I'm asking the community to do so, to tweet them. And also point 3, they go hand in hand here. And I also included in the video description the Twitter handle / URL, as well as the email to Square Enix's customer support. And you can just like, it's a little tedious going through that way, but if you go through that site, you can actually like click like the merchandise and like, you know, figure out a way how to email them, and you can just like send out these like miscellaneous kinds of requests. All right. Nothing that's like related to like product defects or anything like that. And I encourage you all to let Square Enix know, like, hey, we love this set and we want more of it. Please make more of it. And you know what's going to happen? They're in a company, okay? At the end of the day, a company, all they ultimately want to do, as much as they say they love their fans and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sure some people do legitimately love the fans at Square Enix. I don't want to say that in general, but I'm talking as a behemoth of a company in general. It cares about just making money. And if they see that there's a demand for this product, guess what? Eventually, they're going to formulate some plans and they will release this product. It is, and here's why I believe so, is because Opus 11 has way too many staples in it, and Shadowbringers is a very highly demanded set as well. Not a coincidence, right? These both are sets that really popularized the 2 probably most popular Final Fantasy games, right? 7 and 14. So that also has a reason why people are running out and buy it. So let Square Enix know, hey, Square, like, we really like this. Please print more, you know, do what you can for us, etc., etc. And then finally, this leads into my last note here, is to wait and be patient, okay? Here's the thing. I'm going to do a little bit of, we're going to talk a little bit about Pokemon really quickly. So Nintendo has recognized what's going on with Pokemon, and they also acknowledge that they're doing, you know, there's a slowdown in manufacturing because of the pandemic, etc., etc. And they're trying to do what they can to get more and more stuff printed, because they are having, like, you think we got it bad. You all know that, like, Pokemon has it like a bajillion times worse than any of us, right? And then I would say, like, Yu-Gi-Oh has it like a million times worse. And then we're like, you know, not near as bad. It could be worse, but our TCG is still rather new. However, it's still facing a lot of the same problems. And so I would say that instead of being afraid of missing out, right? The fear of missing out, you know, that whole thing, just wait, okay? Be patient and wait, because I'm telling you what's going to happen. Let's talk about the people that are hoarding it. If they can't sell it, like nobody's buying it, right? They're going to start coming down on their prices as well. Okay. if for some, and I'm only saying that like if Square decides, you know what, we're not gonna print any more Opus 11, right? And they're just gonna like, no, it's not gonna happen. But nobody wants to buy it. People who are holding on to it eventually are gonna have to lower that price if they want to at least push it out. Now, I do not want you to go out and buy it from anybody who's like a scalper. That's terrible. But I will say is just to also wait and be patient, because Square Enix may do some more printing of it. The set just came out, and I think, in my opinion, from what I've seen in the past, my past experience when I was a professional Yu-Gi-Oh player, when stuff like this happened, like Konami would eventually print more, right? In some capacity, they would. And we've seen it with like other TCGs, like Magic has done it, Pokemon has done it, right? They'll do reprints of stuff, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. So just wait and be patient, and I think we'll get some more Opus 11, and I think we will certainly get some more Shadowbringers, if anything. Do not pay twice as much for Shadowbringers. Again, reach out first to your locals, right? Hit up the Light Games hobby store that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, right? Because I believe they may have some, in fact, no, I do know that they have some Shadowbringers. So you know what? In fact, there you go. Go click on them and reach out to them. Go to the Light Games if you're not in the Seattle area. If you are in the Seattle area, I am going to say reach out to Zulu's, because I know they also have some Shadowbringer supply as well. So yeah, I think that's really it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I really wanted to share for today. That concludes the news, our Final Fantasy TCG news for March 7th. And Guido out here wants to show up again. I don't know what Guido's doing there. What are you doing, Guido? Anyway, thank you again for joining me. Again, you all are wonderful. You're all beautiful. You're all loved. We'll be back tomorrow playing Final Fantasy 14. I'm actually really excited about playing it again. Because as you all know, I'm not a big MMO player, as I've said many times, but I've been really itching to get back in there again, especially now that I have a better focus on what I'm supposed to do. So please remember to like, subscribe, follow me. We're going to be streaming some Final Fantasy 14 tomorrow, which I guess is today now because it is Monday morning, here on our YouTube and on our Twitch. Also, please give us a follow over on our Instagram as well, where I am doing such a better job on posting any of the new cards I get. We'll also be back on Wednesday. Finally continue with our series of opening Opus 12 to 1. That's right, we will open an Opus 1 box again here on this channel. You can go look at the old video where I did that, and I didn't really think it was a big deal. It's really funny. Go check that one out. In fact, I think I pulled a foil cloud. Yeah, I know, right? And I didn't even pay attention. But yeah, we're going to begin to 1, but we're going to be opening Opus 6 this Wednesday. I'm excited because there's a lot of great cards out of Opus 6. Again, yes, you're all wonderful. You're all beautiful. You're all loved. And until next time.